And a good morning from Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater, Florida. It is Game 5 of the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. I'm Jeff Sharon. We've got an elimination game here on a busy day of baseball. 2 fields, 6 games, and one place to find it all right here on the American Digital Network. Our first game is Game 5, and it's between the number 5 seed UCF Knights and the number 1 seed Houston Cougars. So here's the situation, folks. Because we've got some weather coming into the Clearwater area scheduled for tomorrow, the 3 games that were scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday on your calendar, have been moved up to today. So we've got 3 games here at Robin Roberts Field, just to the north of Spectrum Field. And, of course, we got the other games taking place at Spectrum Field as well. Wichita State and USF on the other side of the bracket, the 2 versus 7 matchup in Game 3. Also available here on the American Digital Network with Jeff Brightwell and Garrett Wolverd. But we've got UCF and Houston here in an elimination game. UCF is the home team. And the starting pitchers for both squads, Chris Williams gets the start for UCF, 4-2 with a 2.47 earned run average. And Trey Cumbie will get the start for Houston. He's a lefty, 6-3, 3.46. It's a warm morning here in Clearwater, but the sun is out. A few puffy clouds in the sky, but we are just about ready to go. So let's kick it off here for Houston. They are the road team in the blacks, and they will get started with Tyler Bielamovich, the right fielder, number 13. He's a sophomore, comes in hitting .292. These 2 teams are here in the losers bracket. This is an elimination game. UCF fell to East Carolina 8-4 yesterday in the first game on Tuesday. Houston, the 1 seed, got knocked off by the 8 seed Tulane Green Wave 11-6 in the latter game yesterday as well. So as Williams finishes up his warm-up, we're about to get started. Lineup for Houston, Bielamovich gets the start and is in the left field, he's in the leadoff slot. He's in right field. Grayson Padgett, the junior, plays center, batting second. Batting third will be the third baseman Jared Triolo. Lyle Lockhart, the first baseman, is in the cleanup spot. The designated hitter is Joe Davis. He'll be in the 5 spot. Batting sixth and playing second base, Connor Hollis. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Cooper Coldiron. Nick Slaughter, the left fielder, is batting eighth. And the catcher, Kyle Lovelace, bats ninth against Chris Williams, making his 15th start of the season. First pitch from Williams is tapped left side, foul. Umpires for our ball game today, Brandon Cooper calling the balls and strikes. Mike Martin down the first base line and Brian Drury down the third base line. The 0-1 from Williams. And that one misses low, and the count even at 1-1. Williams is a 5'11", 180-pound righty. He went to Cardinal Gibbons High School down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's a redshirt junior. One is hit to the left side, fielded easily, and throwing on to first base was Dallas Beaver, the third baseman for UCF, 1 down. In the field for UCF, across the outfield left to right, Tyler Osick, Ray Alejo, and Max Wood. Across the diamond, Dallas Beaver at third, Brandon Hernandez at short, Matthew Micah at second, Rylan Thomas at first. Logan Heiser is the catcher. One away for Grayson Padgett. First pitch to Padgett misses outside, ball 1. Padgett .258 on the year. 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. And Williams' delivery is up high and away to the lefty, ball 2. Williams, in his first and only start against the Houston Cougars in the 3-game set that these two teams played, only threw 3 innings, didn't give up a run, only 3 hits, struck out 2. 6 UCF pitchers combined, as that one's fouled away, 2-1. That was the second game of the 3-game set. UCF took 2 out of 3 in Houston earlier this year. Won the first 2 games of the series. In the game that Williams started, UCF defeated Houston 6-4. Back of a 2-for-5 performance from Larry Alejo in the leadoff spot. Here's the 2-1 with 1 down, and it's hit over towards short. Fielding and firing on time is Brandon Hernandez, 2 down. So Jared Triolo will step to the plate. Triolo, big kid, 6'3", 212. He's a sophomore from Austin, Texas. Went to Lake Travis High School. Yesterday's game against Tulane, Triolo was 0 for 3 at the plate, but walked twice. First pitch is a ball. 2 out, nobody on. No score here in the top of the first. UCF and Houston in this elimination game. And the pitch from Williams is in there for a strike. 1-1. So we're here in, for the moment, sunny Clearwater. Should be a nice weather day today. That's why we're trying to get these 6 games in one shot before the weather comes in tomorrow. Here's the 1-1. Tap foul back to the screen. It's like we said, we've got 3 games coming up today on this field and 3 games over at Spectrum Field. Coming up after this one, Tulane and ECU in the winner's side of the bracket at approximately 12:30. 1-2 from Williams. Right side, Micah fields and fires from second in time. 1-2-3 inning for Chris Williams to start it out. We've played half an inning here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. No score, UCF coming to bat. Jeff Sharon back with you here at Robin Roberts Field. Game 5 of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship in this elimination game between Houston and UCF. And the Knights will come to bat here in the bottom of the first. Ray Alejo will lead off against Trey Cumbie, the junior lefty for the Cougars. Cumbie 6-3 this year, 3.46 earned run average. First delivery's in there for a strike. He's making his 15th appearance, 15th start of the year. He's thrown 91 innings, given up 42 runs, 35 of them earned on 71 hits. Walked 21, struck out 97, and opponents are hitting .213 against him this year. 1-1 now the count to Alejo. The sophomore center fielder is hitting .300 on the dot coming into today. 1 homer, 25 runs batted in. That one misses outside, 2-1. .382 on base percentage for Alejo this year. He's getting the start in center field. We'll go over the UCF lineup for you here in just a second. Dallas Beaver, the third baseman, is on deck batting second. Cumbie delivers that one low and in, and the count now 3-1 to Alejo. Cumbie working quite quickly. Rylan Thomas, the sophomore first baseman, bats third. Batting fourth, Tyler Osick, the left fielder. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Matthew Micah. Right fielder Max Wood bats sixth for UCF. Catcher Logan Heiser bats seventh. The DH batting eighth is Dalton Wingo. This one's popped foul out of play to the right side. And the count now full to Alejo. And batting ninth, Brandon Hernandez, the shortstop. Head coach of the Knights is Greg Lovelady in his second season, last year's Coach of the Year. 3-2 delivery to Alejo is popped up to the right side. And making the catch near the line is the right fielder, Bilamovich. One away. That brings up Dallas Beaver, the sophomore hitting .285 on the year. Started all 55 games. 6 homers, 30 runs batted in. Beaver, the lefty, getting a start at third. Lefty-lefty matchup here. One of the keys for UCF in this game. They have the lowest batting average against lefties of any team in the conference. They're hitting just .228 against left-handed pitching this year. Facing the lefty Cumbie today. 1-1 the count, one away. Nobody on. And that one's in there for a strike. Cumbie ahead in the count, 1-2. Cumbie slows down a bit, kicks and fires a 1-2, and this one's popped up out of play toward us. Dallas Beaver, 6'2", 219. He's out of Heritage Christian High School, calls Kissimmee his hometown. 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike three. Cumbie's first strikeout, 2 down. And that'll bring up Rylan Thomas, the first baseman for UCF. Thomas, the leading hitter on the Knights, 343 on the year. 13 homers, 54 runs batted in. But he has cooled off in the latter part of the season. 14 of his last 71 coming into the tournament. And 0 for 3 yesterday. Finished the regular season 5th in the conference in average. He's behind in the count 0-1 with 2 out and nobody on. Pitch. That one misses low and in, 1-1. Thomas was a sensation, splashed onto the scene last year for the Knights from Windermere Prep. That one misses outside. Count 2-1. UCF, like we said, took 2 out of 3 from Houston in the regular season set this year. First 2 of the 3 games UCF won. Here's the 2-1 to Thomas. That one misses inside, and it's 3-1. Thomas is here 12 doubles, slugging .586. Even despite his late season slump, he's facing a 3-1 count here. And the pitch from Trey Cumbie. Misses low and in, ball 4. First base runner of the game for UCF. Comes with 2 out in the bottom of the first. Tyler Osick now steps to the plate. Osick, the left fielder, .311 this year. 9 homers, 56 runs batted in. Yesterday against ECU, Osick was 2 for 4 at the plate. Couple RBI. Thomas, the runner at first. Not really a threat to steal. 4 for 7 on the year. 2 out, runner on first, and the pitch to Osick. In there for a strike low and inside. And the count 0-1. Osick, a redshirt junior from Shoreham, New York. 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. He's had his share of moments this year for UCF. Been sort of a revelation this year, not to the degree that Thomas was last year, but has had some key hits and some key spots for the Knights. This is a huge game for UCF, 35-20, but they're on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. Houston, meanwhile, in a predicament of their own as the 1 seed, but in the loser's side of the bracket. 1-1, cut on and missed, and the count now 1-2. Two out, runner on first. No score here in the bottom of the first. And the 1-2 from Trey Cumbie. This is inside, count square at 2-2 to Tyler Osick. Osick was second on the team this year in hitting at .311. Facing a 2-2 here. And this is tapped toward the left side, but fielded over at short. They go the short way. Cold iron to Hollis, and that ends the inning. The Knights leave one in the bottom of the first. No score between UCF and Houston. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships here on the American Digital Network. Jeff Sharon back with you from Robin Roberts Field. here in Clearwater, Florida. Game 5 of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships. Elimination game between UCF and Houston, the 5-seed UCF and the 1-seed Cougars. No score as we head to the top of the second. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Houston. Starting off with Lyle Lockhart, the first baseman, facing Chris Williams, heading into his second inning of work. Williams, a consistent performer for UCF. Best ERA amongst the Knights' regular starters this year as the righty delivers a ball on the first pitch, 1-0. 4-2, the 2.47 earned run average in 87 1/3 coming into today. He's given up 33 runs, 34 of them earned, as that one's outside, 2-0. 24 of them earned on 71 hits. He's walked 15 and struck out 74. Opponents hitting .222 against him this year. Lyle Lockhart, the sophomore, .294 hitter, fouls that one back to the screen, and the count 1-1. Lockhart started every game but one this year. 2 homers, 39 runs batted in to go with that .294 clip. Correction, 2-1 the count. And that one is in there, 2-2 now the count. No one out, no one on. And that one misses outside, and the count runs full. And here's the payoff pitch. Tap to the right side, foul. We'll come back and do it again. Lockhart yesterday in the game against Tulane was 1 for 4 at the plate. Struck out twice. No one out, no one on, full count. And this one's fouled off. We'll come back and do it again. Interestingly enough, we've got the last 2 UCF head coaches on the field today. Obviously, Greg Lovelady, the head coach of UCF in his second season. He took over for Terry Rooney, who is the pitching coach for Houston in his first year at UH in the dugout for the Cougars. 3-2 once again. We'll come back and do it again to Lyle Lockhart. Williams' delivery misses low and in, ball 4. So the leadoff runner is on for the Cougars. So the meat of the lineup coming in for Houston, Joe Davis, designated hitter, steps to the plate. Junior hitting .299 this year. 8 homers, 43 runs batted in. Davis had a nice day yesterday, 2 for 5 at the plate. 3 RBI, hit a home run in the game against Tulane. An 11-6 Tulane victory. 8-seed Green Wave will be on the field against ECU, who knocked off UCF. That one's in there for a strike, and the count 0-1 with a runner on first and nobody out. Top 2, no score. The 0-1 misses from Williams. Count 1-1. Davis second on the team, .299 on the year. And he takes a strike, 1-2. He's also got 14 doubles, and he slugged .479 on the season. Mentioned Houston came in as the 1 seed. Regular season champs, 1-2 fouled back. Will come back and do it again with nobody out. And a runner on first. No score. UCF and Houston here in the top of the second. Houston came into today having lost 3 of the last 5, including the game yesterday against Tulane. 1-2 is hit to the right side, out of play, foul. So we're here at Robin Roberts Field, which is one of a 4 practice field complex just north of Spectrum Field, the main ballpark where the Phillies call their spring training home, and the Clearwater Threshers also play. Williams stares in, looking at a 1-2 to Joe Davis. Nobody out, runner on first. And he'll check on Lyle Lockhart over at first. So we had to move the Thursday games up to today because we are expecting some really bad weather tomorrow here in Clearwater. The weather in the entire state of Florida has just been dreadful the last week and a half. 1-2. Cut on and missed, strike 3. So Davis goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout for Chris Williams on the day. And Connor Hollis will step to the plate. Hollis, a senior, 285 on the year, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in. He steps in with 1 out and a runner on first. And the runner goes. That one's tapped foul. Hollis from Arlington, Texas, just outside of Dallas. 5'10", 170. He's the American Player of the Week for the week of April 30th. He's facing an 0-1 with 1 out and a runner on first. Williams delivers, and that one's grounded to the left side. Double play ball over to second, over to first. Can they turn it? Yes, they do. 5-4-3 double play for UCF. Beaver to Micah to Thomas, and that ends the inning. We've played 1.5 here at Robin Roberts Field. No score between UCF and Houston here on the American Digital Network. To the bottom of the second we go here in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here for Game 5 of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships. Elimination game between UCF and Houston. The Knights, the home team, coming to bat here in the bottom of the second. No score. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Knights, and Matthew Micah, the second baseman, will lead off. Micah takes a strike on the first pitch from Trey Cumby. What a year Cumby had last year. First team All-American. Here's the 0-1. Cut on and missed. And the count quickly 0-2 on Micah. Micah, the junior, 277 this year. 4 homers, 29 runs batted in. Nobody out, nobody on. 0-2 count. And Micah cuts on and misses, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Cumby. 1 out, no one on here in the bottom of the second. No score, and Max Wood comes to the plate. The right fielder for UCF. Senior hitting .221. No homers, 9 runs batted in, making his 21st start of the year. And the first pitch from Cumby's in there for a strike. I mentioned Cumby last year was truly outstanding. 10-2 record in 15 starts. The 2.04 earned run average. This one is lined to left and through for a base hit. First hit of the game, and Max Wood is on for UCF. So a runner on first and 1 out here in a scoreless game. And stepping to the plates for the Knights, the catcher, Logan Heiser, senior, .223 on the season. No homers, 14 runs batted in. He's 27 of 121 at the plate. But an on-base percentage of .381. He's walked 21 times this year, and he's been hit 11 times. So Heiser's been efficient in terms of getting on base. Low and away to the righty, ball 1. Wood on first is a moderate threat to steal, 6 for 9 on the year. This is the top stealing team in the American in UCF. Cumby, the junior lefty, kicks out of the stretch and misses ball 2, 2-0 to Logan Heiser, the catcher. Heiser yesterday 1 for 3, also walked once in the Knights' 8-4 loss to East Carolina. 2-0. That one misses inside, 3-0. So with Wood on first and 1 out, Heiser's way ahead in the count, 3-0. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the second. And that one's in there for a strike. Taking all the way was Heiser. And the count 3-1. The 3-1. And, almost threw that one away was Cumby. Checking on the runner over at first. Heiser, who mentioned he's a senior, 5'9", 170. He's from Jupiter, Florida. Went to Jupiter High School. And he looks at the 3-1. It's in there for a strike. Cumby fills up the count. Wood, the runner on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. No score. And he checks on Wood once again. So here we go. Payoff pitch with a runner on first and 1 out. And it's popped up, left side. Calling for it is the shortstop cold iron. He makes the play, 2 down and a runner on first now with no score here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Dalton Wingo, the designated hitter. 6'1", 190 freshman from Plant City, just up I-4 from here. Wingo making his 23rd start of the year, 184 average coming in, but he's got 3 homers and 10 runs batted in. Zeros across the board for Houston, 0-1 and 0 for UCF here in the bottom of the second. Jeff Sharon with you here from Robin Roberts Field. Part of the American Digital Network Plus coverage here on Facebook, as well as on YouTube. TheAmerican.org. Here's Cumby's delivery. And that one is up high. Count 1-0 with 2 out and a runner on first. Wingo is 0 for 2 against Houston this year. Runner goes from first. Here's the throw down, and it is not in time. Stolen base. So the swipe from Max Wood is his 7th stolen base of the year. And with 2 out and a 2-0 count, the Knights have a runner in scoring position. It's a 2-0 count. Cumby stares in and deals out of the stretch. Just misses on the outside corner to the righty, and the count now 3-0. Cumby this year, hard to duplicate, if you will, what he did last year. Opponents still hit only .213 against him this season. Here's the 3-0. And that one misses up high, ball 4. So a walk for Dalton Wingo, who's a 184 hitter. And it's first and second now for the number 9 hitter in the UCF lineup, Brandon Hernandez, the shortstop. Hernandez, 212, making his 50th start of the year. 212 average, 1 homer, 14 runs batted in. 371 on base. First and second, 2 out. Here in the bottom of the second, no score. First pitch to Hernandez is up high. Ball 1. So Cumby scuffling a little bit here in the bottom of the second. And we're going to get a visit to the mound. Out comes catcher Trey Lovelace. Excuse me, Kyle Lovelace. And the pitching coach Terry Rooney. Rooney, by the way, the previous head coach for UCF. Rooney was let go by the Knights just after the 2016 season. Spent a year at Alabama as an assistant coach, was later promoted to interim head coach towards the end of the season. Of course, Greg Lovelady took over for him at UCF and went on to win the regular season championship in his first season at UCF. Lovelady, former catcher at the University of Miami. So we come back to action with first and second and 2 out here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 the count in a scoreless game. And the 9 hitter in the UCF lineup, Brandon Hernandez, takes a strike from Trey Cumby. 1-1 the count. Wingo is the No, that's correct. Wingo is the runner on first. Wood is the runner on second. It'll be a 1-1. Popped up. Will it stay in play? No. Back behind us. And the count now 1-2 to Brandon Hernandez. Hernandez from a transfer from Santa Fe College up in Gainesville. He's originally from Royal Palm Beach, Florida, a junior. He faces a 1-2 here in a scoreless game. And Cumbie. Time taken. This is an elimination game. Whoever loses this one's going home. Houston has the 1 seed. Well, that's one situation when you've won the regular season championship. But in UCF's case, they are definitely a bubble team in the NCAA. This one's hit in the air deep to left, but Slaughter is underneath it. And he makes the catch to end the inning. So the Knights leave 2 in the bottom of the second. We played 2 full here at Robin Roberts Field. No score between UCF and Houston in this elimination game. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go top 3 here at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network in the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Elimination game between the 5 seed UCF and the 1 seed Houston Cougars. And for the Cougs in the top of the third, 7-8-9 due up against Chris Williams of UCF. Williams delivers a strike on the first pitch to Cooper Coldiron. Coldiron, a senior, hitting just 180 on the year. Started all 55 games. He has 1 homer, 34 runs batted in. And Williams delivers the 0-1 outside, 1-1 the count. No score here in this elimination game. Only hit belongs to the Knights. They left 2 on in the previous frame. And here's the 1-1 from Williams. That one misses inside. Heiser setting up inside, and the count 2-1. These two teams finished the regular season last year tied for first place, shared the regular season conference championship. UCF gaining a share in dramatic fashion over USF on their home field on the final day of the regular season last year. Williams delivers a 2-1 that misses low in the count. Now 3-1 to Coldiron. Houston won the tournament, however, defeating ECU 6-0 in the championship game. And this one's hit in the air toward left. Going out for it, Brandon Hernandez, and he makes the catch from short, 1 away. Nick Slaughter comes to the plate now for Houston. He's a 170 hitter, making his 11th start of the year. 8 for 47 at the plate. No homers, 8 runs batted in. Chris Williams in his lone start against Houston in the first game of the series between these two squads in the regular season went just 3 innings. 6 UCF pitchers combined on the win. That one's fouled off right back toward us. And the count 0-1. 1 out, nobody on in a scoreless game. This is the 3rd time that Houston's been won at least a share of the American Athletic Conference regular season title. Obviously, last year they shared it with UCF. Cougars won the regular season title outright in 2015. But came up short in the championship against ECU. One out and the 0-2 in there. Strike 3. Good breaking ball by Chris Williams. 3rd K of the game in 3 innings for Williams. And with 2 down here in the top of the 3rd in this scoreless game, the number 9 hitter for Houston steps to the plate. That's Kyle Lovelace, the freshman catcher, who's hitting 182. No homers, 4 runs batted in, making his 31st start of the year. This will be, well, assuming that he gets credit for it, this will be his 100th at bat of the year, and he gets Houston's first hit of the game with 2 out. So a runner on first with 2 out now. We go back to the top of the order. And Tyler Bielamovich steps to the plate. The 292 hitter grounded out his first time. Mentioned the loser of this game goes home. It's an elimination game. The winner stays alive to play the loser of our next game, ECU and Tulane. Squares to bunt, that one way inside. And the count 1-0. 0-1-0 for both squads here in the top of the 3rd. 2 out, runner on first. Williams deals, and this one's hit high in the air toward left center. Going back is Alejo. He looks up, and it's gone. A 2-run homer for Tyler Bielamovich, and Houston strikes first with 2 out in the top of the 3rd. It's 2-0 Cougars. For Bielamovich, it's his 3rd home run of the year. RBIs 15 and 16. And the 1-seed Cougars strike first. So now UCF, who jumped out 3-0 yesterday in the game that they eventually lost to East Carolina, finds themselves behind early in this game as the first pitch with 2 out to Grayson Padgett is fouled off 0-1. Two nothing the score. Houston on the 2-run homer by Bielamovich. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Williams ahead in the count with 2 out and nobody on now for Padgett, who grounded to short his first time. The 0-2, tap to the left side, fielded over at 3rd. Beaver throws on in time to end the inning, but Houston strikes first on the 2-run homer by Tyler Bielamovich. And your score after 2.5 innings of play here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater is Houston 2, UCF nothing. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the bottom of the third here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here for Game 5 of the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship for 2018. 2-0 your score. Houston with the lead on a 2-run homer by Tyler Bielamovich in the previous frame. But UCF has the top of the order due up, and Ray Alejo, who is 0 for 1, flied out his first time. He takes a ball high and away from Trey Cumby, who works in his third inning of work today. The 1-0 from the lefty. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And the count 1-1. Nobody out, nobody on. 2-2-0 for Houston. 1-0 for UCF. The 1-1. Pop foul right side, 1-2. Reset the defense for Houston for you. Across the outfield, left to right, Slaughter, Padgett, and Bielamovich. Across the infield, Triola, Cold Iron, Hollis, and Lockhart, left to right. Lovelace, the catcher. And Trey Cumby, the pitcher, kicks and deals a 1-2, and this is laced up the middle and in for a hit. Second hit of the game for UCF, and for the first time, they have the leadoff man on. So Ray Alejo, the sophomore, came in hitting over 300. Has his 67th hit of the season. And Dallas Beaver, the third baseman, will step to the plate. He struck out his first time back in the top of the first. Correction, bottom of the first. Beaver was fourth on the team this year, 285 average. Slugged .402 and had a 373 on base. But he did strike out 61 times. He's got a runner on first. And Cumby decides to check on it. We mentioned UCF, very good running team this year. Tops in the American in stolen bases. Houston, meanwhile, has allowed the fourth most stolen bases of any team in the American. And Alejo, an obvious threat to steal, 33 for 38 this year. One of the nation's top stolen basemen. And he's going on the first pitch. The throw down to second. Not in time. Stolen base, Ray Alejo. Second stolen bag of the game for the Knights. So runner on second now in a 2-0 game in favor of Houston. Nobody out. Scoreboard reads an 0-1 count. We'll double check on that. Nobody out. Beaver calls for time. Beaver mentioned the sophomore came in hitting .285. Lefty to lefty. This one's fouled back. And the count at 0-2. Alejo at second. With nobody out here in a 2-0 game in favor of Houston. This elimination game here in Clearwater. And the runner's going. Here's the 0-2. It's tapped, foul. UCF comes in 35-20 on the year. Houston 33-22. The 0-2 from Cumbie. And he looks Alejo back to second. Two nothing your score. Houston in the lead. Nobody out, runner on second. Cumbie looks back at Alejo and then chases him back to second once again. In the RPI, the latest RPI on NCAA.com, UCF is the 37th team. Houston's 54th, even though UCF is the 5 seed in the tournament. Houston, the conference regular season co-champ. That one misses outside. They count 1-2. And looks like Lovelace is going to go out and talk to Trey Cumbie with the dangerous Ray Alejo on second. It's a 1-2 count, nobody out. In a 2-0 game in favor of Houston. Houston's the visiting team in this game. And this is an elimination game between these two squads. Alejo dances off second. Here's the 1-2 outside. And the count now 2-2 to Dallas Beaver. Beaver struck out his first time. In the leadoff spot against ECU yesterday, he was 2 for 4. Also reached base on a walk. 2-2. And he looks Alejo back again. I talked about in UCF circles how good Ray Alejo has been on the base paths this year. 33 of 38 in stolen base attempts coming into today. He's been key in UCF's offense so far this season. Nobody out, and the 2-2. That one misses just inside, full count. Houston fans thought it caught the inside corner. Nobody out with a runner on second and a full count to Dallas Beaver. 2-run homer by Tyler Bielamovich is the difference in the top of the third. We're in the bottom of the third here in a 2-0 game. Here is the payoff pitch. No, we're going to look him back. Beaver doubled yesterday in the game against ECU. Knights would like nothing more than that right here with nobody out. Alejo again playing games with Cumbie back there. And time is called. This has been quite the at-bat, not just for Beaver, but for Alejo. And the runner goes. That one's fouled back. So we'll come back and do it again. 3-2, nobody out, runner on second in a 2-0 game. Reminder, we've got 6 games for you today on the American Digital Network. 3 at Spectrum Field. Jeff Brightwell and Garrett Wolford with you for those games. And here in this bracket, I'm flying solo with you today for 3 including this one at first. 9 a.m. first pitch today. We got games scheduled for 12:30 and 4. We moved the Thursday games up to today because of some bad weather expected to come to Clearwater tomorrow, anticipating to wipe out the entire schedule. So we got to get everything in. And so here we are at Robin Roberts Field. The 3-2. Popped up, and will it stay in play? No, out of play. So we'll come back and do it again. What an at-bat by Beaver.
Keep fighting, Beaver, keep fighting.
Beaver from Kissimmee, Florida, went to Heritage Christian. This is a UCF team that won each one of their season openers, or excuse me, their series openers in conference play, but lost the opening game of the tournament yesterday. And here they are facing the 1 seed Houston, who also fell yesterday to Tulane. In unexpected fashion, too, as Aaron Fletcher, all-conference selection, got shelled by the Green Wave. Tulane ECU, the winners of those two games yesterday, coming up next. Nobody out, runner on second. He goes. Payoff pitch is fouled out of play. 2-0 your score, Houston with the lead. UCF as a team 4th in the conference in average, but 1st in team ERA. Houston 3rd in the conference in team ERA. Cougars up 2-0. Again, the payoff pitch from Beaver. To Beaver, rather. Runner goes. This one's tapped up the middle. Fielded over at short. He'll throw on and get Beaver at first. Good play by Colniron. He looked over to see if he could get Alejo, but Alejo's too fast. He moves over to third with one away. And that brings up Rylan Thomas. Thomas, tonight's best hitter, with a runner on third and one out, with his team trailing 2-0. Walked his first time. And the righty facing the lefty, Trey Cumby. Cumby's given up a pair of hits, and his first delivery to Thomas is high and in, ball one. Mentioned Thomas, 343 this season, 72 of 210. 12 doubles, 13 homers, 54 runs batted in. And he slugged .586. This was despite the fact that he was 14 of his last 71 to end the regular season. Kind of hit a little bit of a slump. He was 0 for 3 yesterday. And the pitch outside with one out and a runner on third. Three and 0 to Rylan Thomas. And Thomas drills this one down the line and left. It is a fair ball. It's going to go all the way into the corner. Alejo's going to come in to score. Thomas will trot into second with an RBI double. His 13th double of the year. RBI number 55 for Rylan Thomas, and UCF halves the lead. It's now 2-1 Houston. That hit could not come at a better time for UCF. After falling down 2-0 in the top of the third, it's now a 2-1 game. And Tyler Ozick, who grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first, will step to the plate with Thomas on second. Ozick, a junior, .311 hitter. So that's the third hit of the game for UCF. Cumby deals the first pitch for a strike to Tyler Ozick. Oh and 1 and a runner on second. One out and the pitch is outside 1-1. 2-1 your score. Houston with the lead. Knights have punched one across already in this bottom of the third. Ozick was 2 for 5 in the second game of the three-game set between these two, but failed to record a hit in the other two games. That one's fouled back. It's now 1-2. Mentioned UCF won 2 of 3 in Houston. That was a high watermark for UCF. The Knights have been kind of inconsistent in regular season play, particularly in conference play. Lovelace trots back out to Cumby to talk things over. Jeff Sharon with you here from Robin Roberts Field in this elimination game, game number 5 of the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship for 2018. Once again here in beautiful Clearwater. 2-1 your score. Houston with the lead here in the bottom of the third. But UCF has a runner on second and one out. And it's a 1-2 count to Tyler Ozick, who asks for time. Following this game on this field, we will have ECU and Tulane at approximately 12:30. And this one's hit toward the right side. Fielding over at second and throwing on is Hollis. 2 down, and Thomas moves over to third now with 2 out. And Matthew Micah stepping to the plate. Micah struck out his first time back in the second. But he stands at the plate with Ryland Thomas at third, representing the tying run here in this 2-1 game, here in the bottom of the third. 2-2 for Houston, 1-3 for UCF. And the first pitch from Trey Cumby is hit towards left, chasing back after and over his head. Slaughter couldn't get it. Thomas comes in to score, and Matthew Micah has a game-tying RBI double with 2 out here in the bottom of the third. We are all square at 2 apiece. For Matthew Micah, it's RBI number 30 on the year and hit number 60. And once again, we are tied at 2. As the 4th hit for the Knights. 3rd in this inning, and Max Wood, who had the first hit of the day for UCF in the previous frame, steps in with a runner on second base. Wood takes a strike, 0-1. 2 out and a runner on second in a tie game. Wood also stole a base. The 0-1 with Mike on second, popped up right side. Bilamovic back for it. Now has to come in a little bit. Wynn playing some tricks, but he takes care of it to end the inning. But UCF strikes for 2 runs to tie the game in the bottom of the third. We've played 3 full here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Houston 2, UCF 2 in this elimination game here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the top of the fourth here at Robin Roberts Field. We are tied at 2 between the 5-seed UCF and the 1-seed Houston in this elimination game at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Jeff Sharon with you from Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater. Heart of the order due up for Houston. 3, 4, and 5, and Jared Triolo, the third baseman, will lead off against Chris Williams, and Williams delivers a strike on the first pitch. Williams entering his fourth inning of work. Gave up the 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Tyler Bilamovic in the previous frame, but his teammates backed him up with 2 on 3 hits in the bottom of the third, and that's where we stand, 2-2. 0-2 the count now to Triolo. Triolo 0 for 1, grounded to second back in the first inning. 0-2 from Williams, cut on and missed. Good breaking ball, strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Chris Williams. And with 1 away in a tie game, the cleanup hitter Lyle Lockhart steps to the plate. Lockhart walked to lead off the second, so this is his first plate appearance. Two 2-0 for Houston, 2-4-0 for UCF. Here in the top of the fourth. 1 away, no one on. And Williams' first delivery is in there for a strike to Lockhart. Lockhart 294 on the year, 60 for 204 at the plate coming in. 39 runs batted in, that's second on the team. And the breaking ball misses inside. The count 1-1 with 1 out. The 1-1 from Williams. Good pitch on the outside. And the count now 1-2. Mentioned Williams threw only 3 innings in the only other time he faced Houston this year in the first game of their 3-game set. A UCF victory, 6-4 in Houston. 1-2 is inside. Did it get him? And yes, it did. So he will head on over to first. First hit batsman for Williams, and Lyle Lockhart steps down to first. All right, first one out, Joe Davis will step to the plate now. Davis, the DH, struck out his first time. Six foot, 230-pound junior from Austin Bowie High School in Austin, Texas. And the first delivery to him is laced down the line. Fair ball. Base hit for Joe Davis. Heading around second and trotting into third. They're going to try and send him home. No throw for UCF. It's an RBI double for Joe Davis, scoring Lyle Lockhart from first. And Houston takes a 3-2 lead. So for Joe Davis, RBI number 44 on this. No, actually, they're going to move the runner back to third. I beg your pardon. So there's a ground rule double, ground rule double down the line in third. So it's second and third. I beg your pardon. So we're still tied at 2 here. And that's a break for UCF indeed. So Williams delivers his first pitch to Connor Hollis, who grounded into a double play his first time. It's ball 1, 1-0 the count. So for Davis, he's still at 43 runs batted in on the year, although that is his 15th double of 2018. Williams' 1-0 is inside to Hollis. Senior hitting .285 coming into today. And the count 2-0. So Williams in a little bit of trouble here with 1 out, runners on second and third in a tie game. Cut on and miss, good pitch. And the count now 2-1. So with a ground rule double, remember this is basically a practice field. One of a 4 practice field complex here just north of Spectrum Field. That one misses outside, and the count is now 3-1. One away, second and third in a tie game at 2. And Williams delivers a 3-1. Pop foul out of play right side. And that fills up the count now at 3-2. Big pitch coming here for Chris Williams with 1 away and 2 runners in scoring position. Williams, a junior, was really outstanding for UCF this year. 4-2. 2.47 earned run average coming in. He's got a payoff pitch coming here with 1 away and second and third. Houston picked up 2 in the top of the third inning. We're in the top of the 4th right now. UCF backed up Williams with 2 to tie it in the bottom of the 3rd, but here we are in the top of the 4th in a tie game. Fouled off again. We'll come back and do it again at 3-2. Williams, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's a redshirt junior from Cardinal Gibbons. Shakes off a couple signs from Logan Heiser, and now time is called. Mentioned this is an elimination game. Both of these teams falling yesterday in the first day of the tournament. The winner will play the loser of our next game. It's ECU and Tulane. Scheduled for 12:30. We'll see how it goes as far as how this game goes. Heiser and Williams have sorted things out. We're going to come back and handle this big payoff pitch with one out and runners on second and third in a tie game. And it's hit in the air to deep center field, heading back for it all the way to the wall. It's over the head of the center fielder, Alejo. It's going to score both of the runners. Here comes the throw to the plate. It gets past Heiser. The runner scores. Davis, who's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's able to trot around and score. And it's a 2 RBI double with one out for Connor Hollis. And just like that, Houston takes a 4-2 lead. Lockhart with moderate speed was able to score easily from third, but Joe Davis chugging around third. There would have been a play at the plate, but Heiser, the throw was a little bit offline. Heiser couldn't corral it anyway. It was up the line. And once again, Houston takes a 2-run lead. It's 4-2 now, Cougs, and the first pitch is grounded to short. Hernandez fields and fires in time to get Cooper Colniron. That moves the runner over to third, and Nick Slaughter in the 8th spot will step to the plate. Give credit to Connor Hollis. That's a 17th double of the year and RBI number 20 and 21 for 2018. And Williams delivers the first pitch to the lefty. Slaughter takes a strike, 0-1. 2 out in a 4-2 game. Houston with the lead. And cut on and missed, and the count now quickly 0-2. This is an elimination game for both of these squads. Chris Williams trying to keep Houston off the board and causing any more damage, and he gets a swinging strikeout there to end the inning. But Houston pushes across 2 once again in the top of the 4th. Your score now as we head to the bottom of the 4th is Houston 4 and UCF 2. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. You've been a lifesaver. No worries. We go bottom 4 here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. 4-2 your score. Houston with the lead over UCF in this elimination game. Jeff Sharon with you here as UCF comes to the plate with the bottom third of the lineup due up. Logan Heiser, Dalton Wingo, and Brandon Hernandez. Wanted to correct something from the previous inning. Nick Slaughter did not strike out two in the previous frame. That was Landon Etzel who pinch hit at the last minute there. It's hard for me to tell, I got to be honest with you, because Houston with the black numbers on the black uniforms. But nonetheless, we wanted to clean that up for you. And it's quickly a 1-1 count to Logan Heiser, the catcher, who popped out to short his first time. 4-2 your score. Houston with the lead. 4-4-0 for the Cougars. 2-4-0 for the Knights. And Heiser hits this one in the air to left. Underneath it's, and making the catch is Etzel. And we have one down. And that brings up Dalton Wingo, who walked his first time. The designated hitter hit 184 coming into today in his freshman season at UCF. 6'1", 190 from Plant City High. About a 30-minute drive from here if traffic's good. That one's down the line and foul, 0-2 the count. With one out, no one on. Trey Cumbie back out there for Houston in his fourth inning of work. In the regular season matchup that Cumbie pitched for Houston, did he go? No, in the count 1-2. It was the first game of the series. Cumbie threw 6 2/3. Gave up 3 runs, all of them earned on 7 hits. Walked 2, struck out 5. That was a 3-2 UCF victory at Schroeder Park. 2-2 now the count to Dalton Wingo. Wingo pinch hit in that game back on May the 5th. 0 for 1 at the plate. He swings and misses at this one, strike 3. 2 down. Third strikeout of the game for Trey Cumbie. And he now has 100 strikeouts on the season. And now batting for UCF, the shortstop in the 9th spot, Brandon Hernandez. He's 0 for 1, flied out to left his first time. 2 out, no one on, and he takes the ball on the inside. Hernandez was also 0 for 1 against Houston in that game that Cumbie started. This one's fouled back and out of play. And the count now 0-2. Boy, it'd be big for Cumbie if he can settle in here. Pitch tapped in front of the plate. Cumbie's going to field it and toss on in time to end the inning. 1-2-3 goes UCF. In the bottom of the 4th, your score, Houston 4, UCF 2 after 4 full here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. go to the top of the fifth in this elimination game here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. 4-2 your score. Houston with the lead over UCF. Jeff Sharon with you here on this warm Wednesday morning. It was 9 a.m. first pitch between these two squads. Loser goes home. Winner survives at least 2 more days. The next elimination game would be on Friday. And the first pitch from Chris Williams to Kyle Lovelace is in there for a strike. Lovelace 1 for 1 on the day. Base hit in the third, and he scored. Cuts and misses at that one. And the count quickly 0-2 for Chris Williams in his 4th inning of work. Correction, 5th inning of work. Through 4 full, he's given up the 4 runs on 4 hits. Williams' ERA this year, 2.47. Coming into today. Here's the 0-2. Good breaking ball. Cut on and miss, strike 3. So Williams makes short work of Kyle Lovelace in the 9th spot. That's his 5th strikeout of the game. Back to the top of the order, and Tyler Bielamovich. Bielamovich 1 for 2. He had the 2-run homer back in the 3rd. That gave Houston their initial 2-0 lead, and he hits this one in the air high to left, but underneath it is Tyler Osick. He makes the play, 2 down. Quickly with 2 out now, here's Grayson. Grayson Padgett is due up. .6'1", 200 junior from China, Texas, went to Hardin-Jefferson High School. Padgett's grounded out twice. And he takes a strike on the first pitch from Williams. 4-2 your score. Houston with the lead over UCF. Houston ranked number 18 in the country. RPI in the 50s, but they were the regular season number 1 seed here in the American Athletic Conference for 2018. That one's fouled off quickly, 0-2. Once again, Williams quickly ahead. Minor coming up next. ECU and Tulane, the 2 winners of the 2 games yesterday. Williams takes a deep breath. Kicks and fires the 0-2. That one, did he go around? No. Says our third base umpire, Brian Drury, and the count now 1-2. Padgett 258 coming into today. 48 hits on the year. And he taps this one to the right side. Foul. We'll come back and do the 1-2 again. 2 out, nobody on. We're here in the top of the 5th at Robin Roberts Field. A smorgasbord of baseball for you today on this Wednesday. We have 6 games on 2 fields. And we've got you covered for all 6 of them here on the American Digital Network. And here's Williams' 1-2. Inside, and the count now square at 2-2. A 3-inning outing by Williams against Houston was his shortest start of the year. This one's tapped to the right side. Micah fields easily. Underhand toss to Thomas, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Cougars in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th with your score. Houston 4, UCF 2 here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships on the American Digital Network.
Yesterday in the park. After screenshots, it came out like when the girl was talking, I was waving. And then like they shot the dugout, and I was just waving again. Was that number 7, Patty?
Yeah. We go bottom 5 here at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you for this elimination game between UCF and Houston. Cougars leading the Knights 4-2. And the top of the order due up for UCF as Ray Alejo steps in, and he takes a strike from Trey Cumbie. That one misses on the outside, and the count 1-1. Cumbie's given up the 2 runs on the 4 hits. Alejo, who had quite the hand in manufacturing UCF's first run back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2 with a hit and a stolen base. Led off the 3rd with that base hit that got UCF's 2-run rally going. He takes a strike here in the count 2-2. Nobody out and nobody on. That stolen base for Alejo back in the 3rd was his 34th on the year. And he waves at this one and fouls it off. He'll come back and do it again. Alejo transferred to UCF from Ole Miss, 6 foot tall, 170 pounds. He's a sophomore. None other than these young guys for UCF. Only had 2 seniors at senior day this year. Last year, the team that won the American Athletic Conference regular season titles. This one's popped up middle of the infield. Hollis makes the play, 1 down. That'll bring up Dallas Beaver, who's 0 for 2. But a dozen Knights had their jerseys framed on senior day last season. No doubt a contributing factor to the Knights' regular season co-championship with Houston in 2017. Houston won the tournament, of course, to get the automatic bid to the NCAAs. Well, here these 2 teams are again in an elimination game on day 2 of the tournament, and this one's laced up the middle on the first pitch for a base hit. Dallas Beaver's first hit of the game. And it's the 5th hit of the game for the Knights. Runner on first and 1 out. And Rylan Thomas steps to the plate. Thomas had the big hit in the 3rd. A run-scoring double that brought in Alejo. He's 1 for 1. He also walked his first time back in the 1st. Dallas Beaver stands on first for UCF. Rylan Thomas at the plate. Facing Trey Cumbie. And the lefty deals outside, 1-0. Thomas 5'11", 235. And he swings and taps this one. It's a double play ball over to short. Cold Iron doesn't see the double play, can't get to it. Good job by Beaver getting over in time to take away the double play. So Cold Iron has to throw over to Lockhart to get Thomas. Runner on second and 2 out. Here comes Tyler Osick for UCF, but now Terry Rooney will come over to the hill to talk with his pitcher, Trey Cumbie. So we're at Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network. First of 3 games at this field. We also have 3 games going on over at Spectrum Field just south of us here. Busy day. We got some weather coming into Clearwater tomorrow. So we're trying to get all these games in here before the weather comes and washes everything out on Thursday. So we're back to action. A reminder, you can also check out right here on the American Digital Network, Wichita State and USF going on at Spectrum Field right now. After this game right here on this field, we'll have ECU and Tulane. Those are the winners of the 2 games on this side of the bracket. Yesterday, Cumbie deals to Tyler Osick. It's popped up and out of play. 2-out runner on second. That's Dallas Beaver, and it's an 0-1 count to Tyler Osick. 1-1 your score, bottom 4 over at Spectrum Field between Wichita State and UCF. Right now your score here, 4-2 Houston in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-1 to Osick with a runner on second and 2 out. Pitch outside and low, and the count even at 1-1. Osick 0 for 2 today. Grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the first, and then grounded out to second in the third. Matthew Micah's on deck for UCF. Here's the 1-1 with 2 out. Left side foul. Trey Cumbie, the All-American last year. Tough act to follow this year. Still finished 6-3 with a 3.46. This is his 15th start. He's up over 100 strikeouts. Opponents have hit just .213 against him this year, coming into today. 4-2 your score, Houston with the lead, and here's the 1-2 to Tyler Osick of UCF. And Cumbie will look the runner back at second. Dallas Beaver is over on second. The sophomore is 4 of 5 in the stolen base department this year, but not really a threat to steal third. Still with 2 out. And a 1-2 to Osick. And a high fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. So Osick goes down swinging to end the inning. UCF leaves 1, your score. After 5 full innings of play, remains Houston 4 and UCF 2. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
now it's split. Yeah.
So I actually drove down this morning from Orlando.
Oh my gosh.
I actually pulled in just as you guys pulled in.
Really?
Or actually, just as the bus.
So you left at like 4?
5 a.m.
Dang. What a hike.
So I was like, hey man, baseball.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it.
Nothing, a little coffee can't get you going in the morning.
Yeah, I had a good cup of coffee this morning. Well,
What games do you mainly do? Do you do a lot of the UCF
I
one drill?
fill in for the American on a bunch of stuff. Actually host a UCF podcast
Oh, okay.
regularly.
Oh, awesome.
Not the Nine Mike podcast, the Banner
Okay, nice.
and actually teach full-time, full sale.
Oh, really? Okay, awesome.
Yeah, journalism. 4-2 your score as we head to the top of the sixth between UCF and Houston. The Cougars with the lead. Jeff Sharon with you here at Robin Roberts Field in this elimination game in the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Chris Williams back out there on the hill for UCF in his sixth inning of work. And he gets Jared Triolo to pop up right side, and making the catch is Max Wood, one down quickly for UCF. So Houston up 4-2 here in the sixth. Lyle Lockhart will step to the plate. Lockhart walked in the second, was hit by a pitch, and scored in the fourth. So this is his first official plate appearance. The sophomore came into today hitting .294. Good breaking ball from Williams. And the count 0-1. One out, nobody on in a 4-2 game in favor of Houston. J.J. Montgomery is in the pen for UCF. And if you're Greg Lovelady, the Knights head coach, now it's time to get everybody up and going. In an elimination game, you're trailing by 2 runs. One out here in the top of the sixth and a 1-1 count. Starter Chris Williams kicks and fires. And this one's hit to the right side line, right to Matthew Micah, 2 down. So quickly 2 up, 2 down for Houston. And Joe Davis will step to the plate. Davis with an RBI double his last time he came in to score on Connor Hollis's RBI double. Correction, it wasn't an RBI double, it was a ground rule double. And he takes a ball. 1-0 the count. With 2 out here, nobody on in a 4-2 game in favor of Houston. Top 6. And Davis hits this one high in the air to left. Going back for it is Osick. He's backing up to the wall. He leaps. And it's gone. A solo home run for Joe Davis. He hit that one up high in the jet stream, and it just continued to carry. Looked like Osick may have had a shot at it. And it's now 5-2 Cougars here in the top of the sixth. For Davis, it's his 44th run batted in the season, his 9th home run. And a big insurance run for the Cougars. They now lead 5-2 here in the top of the sixth. Connor Hollis steps to the plate. He had the 2 RBI double his last time against Williams, and that one misses low and away. 1-0 the count with 2 out and no one on. Boy, when it came off of Davis's bat, you knew it had some juice to it, but you just weren't sure if Osick would be able to camp underneath it. Kept going back, and it just snuck over the wall. We can still see the ball out there in left field, about 10 feet beyond the fence. It's a long pop fly that got out of here. 1-1 the count with 2 out, nobody on. And a good breaking ball in there for Williams to Hollis. And the count now 1-2. Hollis 1 for 2 with that 2 RBI double, and he grounded into a double play in the second. And this one's laced down the line in right foul. Well, UCF started the day yesterday up 3-0 after 1 against ECU. Came up short in that game 8-4. Now they find themselves down 5-2. Here in the top of the 6th. That one's high and away, 2-2. Connor Hollis, the senior, 285 hitter coming in. The double was his 62nd hit of the year, his 17th double. 2-2, left side foul. So we'll come back and do the 2-2 over again. A reminder coming up next. Here on Robin Roberts Field, it will be the 4-seed ECU and the 8-seed Tulane, the winners of the 2 games yesterday, at approximately 12:30 Eastern Time. Still some business to handle right here, though, between UCF and Houston here in the top of the 6th. The 2-2, outside 3-2. The line on Williams so far, he's given up 5 runs, all earned on 5 hits in 5 2/3. Walked 2, struck out 4. Correction, 5. 5 strikeouts for Williams. Looking for strikeout number 6 here on a payoff pitch with 2 out, no one on. Fouled off, we'll do it again. Five and nothing for Houston. 5-0 for UCF. Two-run homer by Tyler Bielamovich for Houston. A 2-run double by Connor Hollis. And that one's fouled off just barely. Hollis stays alive here to keep it at 3-2. And then the solo home run by Joe Davis just a moment ago. And that's how Houston's gotten their 5 runs so far. Williams kicks and deals the 3-2. Right side again fouled off. Good at bat by Connor Hollis. Hollis yesterday against Tulane was 2 for 5 at the plate. One for 2 today. And here's the 3-2 with nobody on. He looks at that one. It's ball 4. Good at bat by Connor Hollis. And he trots down to first with 2 out. So now Cooper Coldiron steps to the plate. The shortstop is 0 for 2. 6'1", 190 senior from Kilgore, Texas, went to Grayson High School. And Greg Lovelady will trot out to the mound. Let's see if he pulls the plug here on Chris Williams with 2 out here in the top of the 6th, trailing 5-2. And yes, that will be it for Chris Williams. We will have a new pitcher for the Knights. J.J. Montgomery was in the pen. We'll see if he heads out to the mound as well here in just a moment. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Jeff Sharon back with you here from Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. We're in the top of the 6th in a 5-2 game in favor of Houston. New pitcher on the hill for UCF is J.J. Montgomery. And he will face Cooper Coldiron here with a runner on first and 2 out. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Montgomery this year 6-4 with a 2.49 earned run average. This is his 17th appearance. He started 8 games this year. Does have one save to his credit. 61 1/3 innings. He's given up 28 runs, 17 earned on 52 hits. Walked 18, struck out 72. Opponents hitting .224 against him. 1-1 the count with 2 out and a runner on first in a 5-2 game here in the top of the 6th in favor of Houston in this elimination game. He's facing Cooper Coldiron, who's 0 for 2. Popped out and grounded out. Runner on first is Connor Hollis, who walked. That's the final batter that Chris Williams faced. We'll have the final line on Williams depending the result of this inning. That one misses low. And the count now 2-1. Montgomery, 6'1", 200 pounds. He's from Indianapolis, Indiana. Lawrence Central High School grad. The 2-1. Runner bluffs a go, and that one is in the dirt, 3-1. Montgomery came to UCF from Northwest Florida State College. Last year he was 8-2 with a 1.8 ERA, 82 strikeouts. The 3-1. That one misses low, ball 4. So first and second after 2 consecutive walks by UCF pitchers with 2 out here in the top of the 6th. And you got to think that Houston might be ready to put the knockout punch on here in the top of the 6th, already up 5-2. And they've made their way into the UCF bullpen. And now stepping to the plate for Houston is Landon Etzel, the sophomore outfielder. Pinch hit for Nick Slaughter in the 4th and struck out his first time. Montgomery did see action against Houston this year as he delivers a strike on the first pitch to Etzel. It was in the game that Chris Williams started. He came in relief and threw 5 innings of 2-hit ball. Gave up just 1 earned run and struck out 5. And the 0-1 is fouled off. Montgomery's last outing was against Tulane 5 days ago on the 18th. 2 innings of work, he gave up 3 hits, no runs, walked 1, struck out 1. He has 1 save to his credit this year. That was in his first appearance. That was in a UCF victory against Virginia back on February 16th. He comes in relief here. His 9th relief appearance of the season. 0-2. Right side to Micah. He takes care of it and ends the inning. But Houston gets a solo home run from Joe Davis here in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th with the Cougars leading the Knights 5-2 in this elimination game in Clearwater. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. To the bottom of the 6th we go here at Robin Roberts Field. It's a 5-2 game in favor of the Houston Cougars, leading UCF Knights. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network in this elimination game. Game number 5 officially on your schedule. As Matthew Micah hits the first pitch from Trey Cumbie deep to left field at the warning track, making the catch as Etzel for Houston, 1 down. So Micah gave that one a ride, but it's allowed out, and Max Wood now will step to the plate for the Knights, who trail 5-2. Both of these teams lost their first games of the tournament yesterday. UCF falling to ECU 8-4, while Houston, the 1 seed in the tournament, falling to the 8 seed Tulane 11-6. Both of these teams fighting for their American Athletic Conference tournament lives. 5-0 for Houston, 2-5 for UCF here in the bottom of the 6th. And the first pitch from Trey Cumbie to Max Wood misses for a ball outside with 1 out and no one on. Cumbie started the game for Houston, has gone all the way. So far, he's given up 2 earned runs on 5 hits in 5 1/3. The book is closed for his opposing number, Chris Williams for UCF, who gave up 5 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits in 5 2/3. Walked 2, struck out 5. 2-0 from Cumbie. Misses outside. 3-0 to Max Wood. Wood's 1 for 2. Single in the 2nd and stole a base. Flied out in the 3rd. And he takes a strike on 3-0. Wood, one of 2 seniors, along with Logan Heiser on this UCF lineup. 221 hitter coming in, no homers, 9 runs batted in. And he takes outside, ball 4, so Max Wood trots down to first with 1 out. Third walk of the game issued by Trey Cumbie. And Logan Heiser, the senior, will step to the plate. I mentioned UCF basically on the bubble mode right now. They're in the 30s in the RPI, but the 5th seed in the conference tournament as Heiser takes a strike. 35-20 coming in. The Knights are squarely on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. Oh, and 1 the count. Cumbie will throw over to first to take a look at Wood, who stole a base back in the 2nd. Of course, you mentioned before, UCF number 1 in the American in stolen bases this year. And the pitch from Cumbie catches the outside corner to the righty Heiser, 0-2. These are the top 2 teams in the American in runs scored. UCF, 388 runs scored this year. Houston, 403. So we expected some offense today, but got to give credit to Trey Cumbie, the lefty. Had 1 bad inning back in the 3rd as he checks the runner over at first. Wood. But his guys backed him up in the very next frame with 2 in the top of the 4th. 1 more in the previous frame, top 6, and here we are, bottom 6 with Houston up 5-2, but UCF has a runner on first and 1 out. Cumbie making sure Wood stays put. Heiser's 0 for 2, popped up, flied out. .223 hitter coming in is Logan Heiser, the catcher. Facing an 0-2 count here with 1 out. And Cumbie kicks and fires. This one's popped in the air to right. Bilamovich underneath. Makes the play. Wood has to retreat, 2 down. So the DH Dalton Wingo steps to the plate for UCF. Wingo walked in the second, struck out his last time in the fourth. He steps in here with 2 out and a runner on first. And trotting out to the hill is Kyle Lovelace, the catcher for Houston, to talk things over with Trey Cumbie, who really has settled down. Trying to get through 6 full with a 3-run lead in this elimination game. And the throw over to first. 2 out, runner on first in a 5-2 game. Houston with the lead. We're at Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater. And Wood is going on the first pitch. The throw down to second, not in time. 2 stolen bases on the day for Max Wood. And with 2 out, he stands in scoring position. So now, Wingo, the DH, with an RBI chance here, an opportunity to chip into this 5-2 Houston lead. He's facing an 0-1 count with 2 out and a runner on second. And that pitch misses outside, 1-1. For Max Wood, that is his 8th stolen base of the year. He's 8 for 11 on the season. Came into today 6 of 9. Two out runner on second. 1-1 from Cumbie. Tapped right side, trickles foul. Winner of this game will face the loser of our next game between ECU and Tulane. What a year it's been in the American in terms of the overall quality of all the teams coming in. Now, we talked about this conference being almost as strong near the bottom as it is at the top. You have Wichita State, who is one of the top RPI teams in the American, who's the 7th seed in this tournament. Two out, one on, and a 1-2. Wood with good speed at second. With his team trailing 5-2, Cumbie looks him back again. Cumbie from Lufkin, Texas, 6'2", 206 junior. And he will deal the 1-2. Right side, foul. Do it again. We have 3 games for you on this field today, 3 games for you on Spectrum Field as well. And Terry Rooney will come out of the Houston dugout to speak to Trey Cumbie. Mentioned before, Rooney, the former head coach at UCF. He was hired in 2007 by the Knights. Let go at the end of the 2016 season, replaced by the current head coach, Greg Lovelady. Check on the score of the other games. Top 7, USF and Wichita State tied at 1. That's going to be it for Trey Cumbie in the middle of the at-bat. An unusual move here by Terry Rooney, but Trey Cumbie will head to the dugout with a 5-2 lead in the top of the 6th, 2 out and a 1-2 count to Dalton Wingo. So we'll take a break, and we'll have the information on the new pitcher when we return. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Well, an unusual move by Houston as we return here in the bottom of the 6th, with Houston up 5-2, a runner on second, and a 1-2 count with 2 out to Dalton Wingo of UCF. The new pitcher is Joey Polito, 5'9", 170 senior from Clute, Texas. Went to Alvin High School. So he steps in needing just 1 strike to get out of the inning. And the righty deals, and this one's fouled off right side. He takes over for Trey Cumbie. Polito this year 4-2 with a 3.19. This is his 24th appearance. He's only made 1 start this year, but he does have 5 saves to his credit. 42 and a third innings pitched, 35 hits, 16 runs, 15 earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 47. And he fires a breaking ball right, swinging right through it, is Dalton Wingo, and that ends the inning. So UCF puts a runner on second, but can't push them across. We've played 6 full here at Robin Roberts Field. 5-2 the score. Houston with the lead over UCF. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the top of the 7th here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here in the American Digital Network. It's a 5-2 game in favor of Houston in this elimination game between the Cougars and the UCF Knights. J.J. Montgomery back out there for UCF. Facing his second batter of the game. 9-1-2 due up for Houston here in the top of the 7th. And Montgomery's first delivery to Kyle Lovelace misses ball 1. Lovelace, 182 hitter on the year. He's 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. The 1-0 from Montgomery. Good pitch inside. Cut on and miss, 1-1. And that pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2. Montgomery this year for UCF, as we mentioned, came into today 61 1/3 innings pitched. Here's the 1-2, cut on and miss, strike 3. He makes short work of Kyle Lovelace there. And we go to the top of the Houston order. And Tyler Bielamovich. Bielamovich got the scoring going for Houston in the top of the 3rd with a 2-run homer. But back to Montgomery's statistics, 61 1/3 this year. He gave up 28 runs, 17 of them earned on 52 hits. Walked 18, struck out 72. That's actually 3rd on the team, behind Chris Williams, who got the start today. And this one's bunted foul, 0-2 now. And Thad Ward, who had 84 strikeouts for UCF this season. Montgomery's been versatile this year for UCF. And quite a find he has been indeed. Junior from Indianapolis, Indiana. 0-2. Tapped right side. Rylan Thomas will take care of that himself. 2 down. That brings up Grayson Padgett, who's 0 for 3 on the day. He's grounded out 3 times. Padgett, a .258 hitter coming in. And the first pitch from Montgomery. He's in there for a strike. Righty versus lefty matchup here with 2 out in a 5-2 game in favor of Houston. UCF has 9-1-2 due up in the 7th. Montgomery's 0-1 outside. Tension starting to mount here for your UCF. It's an elimination game. As the 1-1 is golfed into the air in right. Wood coming on, has a beat on it, and makes the catch to end the inning. So J.J. Montgomery puts Houston down 1-2-3 in the 7th. Time to stretch here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Your score, Houston 5, UCF 2. Here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. To the bottom of the 7th we go here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here for day number 2 of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. 6 games today on 2 different fields, and this elimination game, it's Houston leading UCF 5-2. First pitch swung on and grounded toward third. Tough play, and a great play it was. A good scoop over at first by Lockhart. Not to mention a good play by Trillo over at third for Houston. And Brandon Hernandez is retired on 1 pitch for UCF. 9-1-2 due up for the Knights, and with 1 away, we go to the top of the order. So here in the bottom of the 7th, in a 5-2 game in favor of Houston, UCF is now down to their final 8 outs as Ray Alejo steps to the plate. Alejo 1 for 3 today. Hit and a stolen base. He also scored back in the 3rd. One and one the count with 1 out, nobody on. Joey Polito still out there for Houston. Took over for Trey Cumbie as that one's fouled off, and it's 1-2. Cumbie threw 5 2/3, gave up 2 runs. Both of them earned on 5 hits. Polito stares in and fires the 1-2. Misses, 2-2. Leo came into today hitting .300. 67 hits on the year. That's his updated total. That one's up high. And the count now 3-2 with 1 out and nobody on. Started this game at 9 o'clock sharp in the morning, Eastern time here in Clearwater. We've got 3 games on tap for you today on this field, and 3 games over at Spectrum Field going on right now. That one's fouled off. We'll come back and do it again, 3-2. On the other side of the bracket, bottom 7, 3-1 Wichita State leading USF. You can also catch that game right here on the American Digital Network. Strike 3. Ray Alejo goes down looking. He thought it was ball 4. 2 out, no one on for UCF now in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 5-2. And that'll bring up Dallas Beaver. Second strikeout of the game for Joey Polito of Houston. And Beaver steps to the plate. He fouls off the first delivery. Beaver got a hit his last time, but was stranded back in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. Good pitch on the outside corner by Polito, and quickly ahead 0-2. 3, 4, and 5 are due up for Houston in the next frame. Bottom 7, 5-2 Houston. Here's the 0-2. Cut on and missed, strike 3. And Joey Polito has struck out 3 of the 4 Knights he's faced. 1, 2, 3 goes UCF. In the bottom of the 7th, we go to the 8th with Houston leading UCF 5-2 in this elimination game. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. To the top of the 8th we go here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network for this elimination game between Houston and UCF. Houston leads the Knights 5-2. 3-4-5 due up for Houston in this frame against J.J. Montgomery, who gets Jared Triolo to foul out of play on the first delivery. Triolo 0 for 3 on the day today. Montgomery walked the first hitter he faced and has retired every Cougar since. Delivers a strike, 0-2 the count. Montgomery has been quite the find for UCF this year. Worked his way into the starting rotation. This one's hit the other way for a base hit. That's the 6th hit of the game for Houston. And the leadoff man is on, and Jared Triolo. He's now 1 for 4 on the day. Good piece of hitting by Jared going the other way with that one. And up 5-2 here in the top of the 8th. Houston has a runner on first and nobody out. And that'll bring up Lyle Lockhart. Lockhart's reached base twice and scored. 0 for 1 officially, lined out to Matthew Micah his last time. Got to think if you're Todd winning, you want that insurance with the middle of UCF's lineup coming up in the bottom of the 8th. First delivery misses, ball 1. The 1-0. Montgomery misses low, 2-0. Triolo is the first base runner that Montgomery has given up since Cooper Coldiron stepped to the plate 2 frames ago. Of course, Montgomery got UCF out of a bit of a jam in the 6th, but here we are in a 5-2 game with UCF trailing, and he's got to lock things down for the Knights as the infielders creep in a little bit. That one misses again, 3-0. Joe Davis, who homered his last time, is on deck. So Lockhart, who's already walked once, looking at a 3-0 with nobody out and 1 on. Runner bluffs a go, misses inside, ball 4. So a hit and a walk, and Houston has first and second and nobody out for Joe Davis. And we will have a visit to the mound for UCF as Montgomery scuffling a bit here in the top of the 8th. A reminder, this is an elimination game. Loser goes home. Winner gets to stay a couple more days here in Clearwater. We have no games scheduled for tomorrow because of the weather. That's why we're doubling up with 6 games today on 2 different fields. Coming up next, the winners of the first 2 games on this side of the bracket, ECU and Tulane here in Robin Roberts Field. Right now going on at Spectrum Field, Wichita State and USF, followed by Cincinnati and UConn. Now the first pitch to Davis from Montgomery. Power against power here with 2 on and nobody out. And that one misses low and away to the righty, ball 1. Davis today, 2 for 3 with a homer and a ground rule double. That solo homer was in his last at bat back in the 6th. Here's the 1-0 from Montgomery in there for a strike, 1-1. Davis struck out his first time. Connor Hollis is on deck for Houston. Montgomery deals out of the stretch the 1-1. That one gets away behind Logan Heiser. The runners are going to move up second and third now with nobody out. Now, just a reminder to finish off what we were talking about earlier with the schedule today. At 4 p.m., we have 2 games as well. At Spectrum Field, the winner of UCF and, of USF and Wichita face off against the winner of UConn and Cincinnati. Meanwhile, on this field, in the game that we will have for you here, now they're going to walk Joe Davis intentionally. The loser of Game 3 between Wichita State and USF will face the loser of Game 4 between Cincinnati and UConn. So there's ball 4 to Joe Davis. So they put him on to load up the bases with nobody out here in the top of the 8th in a 5-2 game. So a hit, a walk, a wild pitch, and an intentional walk. And we now have the bases loaded for Houston, up 5-2, looking for more with nobody out here in the top of the 8th. And Connor Hollis will step to the plate. He already has a 2 RBI double to his credit back in the 4th. He's 1 for 2, also grounded into a double play, and he takes a strike on the first delivery. He walked his last time back in the 6th, so this is a critical at-bat. UCF with the infield in, their season basically on the line in this elimination game, not just for the tournament, but possibly for the NCAA as well. They are definitely a bubble team for the NCAA field. And down 5-2 in this game with the bases loaded. The 0-1 misses outside, count square at 1-1. This is a big spot for J.J. Montgomery. Montgomery's been outstanding at times for this year for UCF, but finds himself in a desperate situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. The 1-1. Low 2-1.
Go, JJ!
Hollis, 5'10", 170 senior from Lamar High School in Arlington, Texas, outside of Dallas. Had a good day yesterday against Tulane. He was 2 for 5 at the plate. One of those 2 was a double. And boy, would his team like some of that here with the bases loaded and nobody out. It's a 2-1 delivery from J.J. Montgomery. It's grounded to the right side. Micah Fields, he's going to come home in time for the force. Pump fake down to first. But UCF takes care of one of the runners. So it's a fielder's choice, 4-2. Heiser didn't have a chance to get the runner at first. So the bases are still loaded with 1 out now, however. Hollis stands on first. Lockhart's the runner at third. His bases loaded. Davis is at second. And now Cooper Coldiron steps to the plate. He walked his last time. 0 for 2. Pop out and a ground out. First pitch from Montgomery, low and away, ball 1. Coldiron 180 on the year coming into today. 34 runs batted in. He's got good speed on the base paths, and that's key in a situation like this. 18 for 22 in the stolen base department, so that tells you he's fast. Bases loaded, and 1 out. The 1-0 misses, 2-0. Well, Houston's up 5-2 in this ball game. And you always think if you can break this thing open by getting ahead by 4 or more, that's the most you can get with one swing at the bat, obviously. So Coldiron in a big spot once again. On the other hand, if you're UCF with the infield in on the corners, you want that double play. This one's hit up the middle. Micah Fields, he's going to try and get the runner at first. It's going to be an infield hit. The run scores. So Coldiron up the middle is a great play by Micah trying to get that squibbler up through the middle. Just perfectly placed. And your score is now 6-2 Houston, and the bases are still loaded. And Etzel will step to the plate. 1 away here in the 8th. Hit, walk, intentional walk, fielder's choice, and an infield hit. And that's where we are right now. Here in the top of the 8th, 6-2 your score. Houston with the lead in this elimination game. Etzel has struck out and grounded out. That's high and away to the righty. From the righty, I should say. Landon Etzel's a big kid, 6'3", 200. He's a sophomore from League City, Texas, went to Clear Creek High School. .235 hitter coming into today, takes a strike. This is his 44th game played. He's got 3 homers, 11 runs batted in. On base of 342 this year. It's a 1-1 with 1 out, the bases loaded in a 6-2 game. Houston looking for more. And that one misses low and in. 2-1 from J.J. Montgomery. Montgomery's walked 3 and struck out 1 in 1 2/3. He could use a double play here with his team trailing by 4. He's already given up 1 in this frame. Landon Etzel, the lefty, stands in, facing a 2-1. That one just misses, and the count now 3-1. Kyle Lovelace is due to hit next. He's in the on-deck circle for Houston. He's the number 9 hitter in the lineup. 3-1 from Montgomery. Ripped towards right. It's fielded by Wood. He's going to throw in, and all the runners have to retreat. Boy, that ball was tagged. Joe Davis is the runner on third. He's not exactly the fastest guy around. So no chance to bring in the runner. And Lovelace will now step in with the bases loaded and 2 down. Lovelace came into today, the freshman, 182 on the season. He has only 4 RBI. Mostly served as a pinch hitter. This is his 45th appearance of the season. Singled and scored back in the third and has since struck out twice, so he's 1 for 3. Montgomery heading the count 0-1. 2 out, bases loaded, 6-2 Houston. And time taken. Cougars with a chance really to break it open here in the top of the 8th. With the bags packed. 0-1 from Montgomery. Misses the outside corner, 1-1. Reminder, we got another game coming up right after this. Actually, 2 more games coming up right after this on this field. Tulane and ECU. Scheduled for about 12:30. Might be pushing that back a little bit, pending the time of the finish of this ball game. That one's fouled back. And the count now 1-2. Montgomery 1 strike away from getting out of this jam with relatively little damage done, although some damage done, obviously, with 1 run across already in the 8th. But considering he loaded up the bases with nobody out, be happy to leave only 1 up there on the board, and you're still down 4 runs at this point. Difficult, but doable. 1-2 to Lovelace. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Great pitch by Montgomery. That ends the inning, but Houston pushes across an insurance run in the top of the 8th. Your score now, Houston 6, UCF 2, as we head to the bottom of the 8th. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Hijinks up in here. We go to the bottom of the 8th at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here for this elimination game in the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. 6-2 your score, Houston with the lead over UCF. But the Knights have the meat of the order due up. 3-4-5. Rylan Thomas takes a strike on the first pitch from Joey Polito, who's thrown an inning and a third so far. 0-1, tapped foul, quickly ahead 0-2. Thomas walked in the first, doubled and scored in the third, grounded out in the 5th. Knights down 4, 6-2. And in serious danger of not just getting knocked out of the tournament, but possibly knocked out of the NCAA tournament as well, as they are on the bubble. One of the teams that's at least on the bubble for the NCAA. Polito, the 5'9", 170 senior from Alvin High School in Clute, Texas. Delivers outside. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire Mike Martin. 2-2 the count. Base is empty, nobody out. 6-7-0 for Houston. 2-5-0 for UCF. And Polito deals. Cut on and missed strike three. Rylan Thomas strikes out. Third straight K for Joey Polito. He has struck out 4 of the 5 hitters he's faced. And Tyler Osick steps to the plate with UCF running out of outs. 1 down, bottom 8 now with the bases empty. And Osick, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first that ended the inning. Grounded out to second in the third and struck out in the 5th. Osick, a .311 hitter coming in. Here's the 0-1. That one's in there for a strike, and quickly Polito ahead 0-2. We don't yet know who Houston or UCF, depending on the winner of this game, would play next. We'll figure that out after our next game. And Osick delivers this one up the middle for a 1-out single. Good piece of hitting by Tyler Osick. Jumped on that fastball and hit it right up the middle. As the first hit given up by Joey Polito, and UCF has a runner on first and 1 out with Matthew Micah stepping to the plate. Micah doubled back in the third. He's 1 for 3 on the day. That's the 6th of the game for UCF. First pitch to Micah, misses ball 1. This is also the first base runner given up by Joey Polito. Osick is the runner on first. 4 for 4 in the stolen base department this year. Dances off first as Polito delivers a strike to Micah, and the count even at 1-1. 1 out and a runner on first. Knights need to start stringing some hits together if they want to stay in this and keep their season alive. Toss over to first, no dice. Well, the standings for the American coming into this tournament, Houston won the regular season title outright at 16-8 overall. Cut on and missed by Micah, 1-2 now the count. We talked about how jam-packed this conference is. With 6 of the 9 teams with at least 32 wins overall. Another one, Cincinnati's got 28. 1-2. That one misses in the dirt. Very nice job by the catcher, Kyle Lovelace, keeping that one in front of him. And the count now 2-2. Matthew Micah, the batter for UCF, stares at a 2-2 from Joey Polito, and he hits this one in the air, got underneath it. Making the catch is the shortstop, Colton Iron, 2 down. So a runner on first, and Max Wood will step to the plate. Woods reached twice. Singled and stole a base in the second. Walked and stole a base in the 6th. In between that, he flied out in the 3rd. So Max 1 for 2 on the day. And with Tyler Osick on first in a 6-2 game in favor of Houston. Got to get something going. Good slider in there from Polito. And the count 0-1. 2 away, runner on first. Reminder coming up next, ECU and Tulane. Here at Robin Roberts Field. The 0-1 misses outside. Make sure you follow the American Athletic Conference at American_conf, C-O-N-F on Twitter. Follow American Baseball at American_BSB for all your latest highlights and news from the American Athletic Conference baseball tournament here in Clearwater on this busy Wednesday. One and one the count, 2 out. And Wood hits this one up the middle, but fielding over to second. The short way goes cold iron to Hollis, and that ends the inning. So UCF gets a hit, but they can't push anything across in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th in this elimination game at Robin Roberts Field. 6-2 your score, Houston with the lead over UCF. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Top 9 in this elimination game at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network. It's 6-2, Houston with the lead over UCF. And due up for the Cougars, top of the order, 1-2-3, facing a new pitcher. It's Garrett Westberg, making his 23rd appearance of the season. His first pitch to Tyler Bielamovich is in there for a strike. Westberg, 2-1 this year with a 1.17 ERA. That's best on UCF's roster. Delivers inside, ball 1-1 the count. This is his 23rd appearance. All have come in relief. He's thrown 23 innings this season, 1-1, misses 2-1. Westberg has given up 3 earned runs, 7 total on 15 hits, walked 10, and struck out 31 in just 23 innings. Opponents having a measly 192 against him. Here's the 2-1, and this one's laced foul down the left field line. Westberg, 6'2", 200 junior. He's from Federal Way, Washington. As the count now runs full at 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on. Went to Decatur High School, came to UCF from Tacoma Junior College. He's a long way from home in Orlando. Breaking ball, hit towards short. Good job by Hernandez, fielding and throwing on in time, 1 down. So Bielimovic, who homered back in the third, is retired. And Grayson Padgett now will step to the plate. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Westberg's most recent outing was against Oklahoma through 1 inning in relief, struck out 2. Did not give up a hit. First pitch to Padgett, misses ball 1. 6-2 your score. Houston with the lead. This is an elimination game. Here in game number 5 of the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. This game moved over to Robin Roberts Field, as have all the Thursday games, with the threat of weather in Clearwater for tomorrow. The forecast is, well, it's not good. Tomorrow we're expecting pretty much precipitation all day. So rather than take the risk, they moved everything up. See if we can try to finish things out on Friday and Saturday to give us a little bit of breathing room. This one's hit to left, heading backward is Osick. It's over his head and against the wall. Padgett trots into second with a stand-up double. And with 1 out, Houston has a runner in scoring position. For Grayson Padgett, that's double number 8 on the season. It's his first hit of the game, and he stands in scoring position with Jared Triolo coming up. Triolo got a hit his last time, 1 for 4 on the day. And Houston can really tighten the screws on UCF here if they can get a run in the top of the 9th, up 6-2. Westberg looks the runner back at second. That's the first hit that Westberg's given up since May the 6th. That was in a relief outing at Houston. Through 2 innings in that ball game, struck out a pair. That one misses for ball 1, 1-0. 1 out and a runner on second. He made 2 appearances against Houston in back-to-back days on the 5th and the 6th. And that ball misses 2-0. Westberg in those 2 appearances only gave up 1 hit, no runs, none earned, and recorded 3 strikeouts in 3 total innings across those 2 appearances against Houston in that series. He's never thrown more than 2 full innings. The 2-0 misses low, 3-0. Lyle Lockhart is on deck. So Westberg, the big righty from Washington State, deals a 3-0 pitch with 1 out. That one misses up high, ball 4. Walked him on 4 pitches. So after the initial ground out, a double and a walk, and it's first and second with 1 out for Houston, up 6-2 here in the top of the 9th. Both of these teams fighting to stay alive in the tournament. the winner of this game, this is game number 5, gets to stay, well, at least one more day, officially on the American.org, as that's a ball 1-0 with 1 out in first and second. The winner of game 5 plays the loser of game 7, which is coming up next. That's between ECU and Tulane. That's officially listed as TBA, so we don't know if it's going to be played maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. We'll just have to wait and see. Follow the American.org and American_BSB on Twitter for details. Throw back to second. Logan Heiser trying to catch the runner napping. Paget is at second, Triolo at first. 1 out and a 1-1 count. In a 6-2 game in favor of Houston, the Cougars looking for more here in the top of the 9th. Breaking ball's in there for a strike. Good pitch by Garrett Westberg, and the count now 1-2. So we're past noon Eastern time. The next game is scheduled for 12:30, but probably going to push that back at least a little bit now. Wow, Lockhart hits this one up the middle. It's a potential double play ball. Hernandez steps on the bag, throws over to first in time to end the inning. Last chance for UCF. We go to the bottom of the 9th with the Knights trailing Houston 6-2 in this elimination game here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships in Clearwater. This is the American Digital Network. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Your score, Houston 6, UCF 2 in this elimination game in the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Jeff Sharon with you here from Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Due up for UCF, the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. Logan Heiser will lead off against Joey Polito, the reliever for Houston, who came in for Trey Cumbie and delivers a strike on the first pitch to Heiser. Heiser is 0 for 3 on the day. He has popped out once and flied out twice. Polito delivers the 0-1, and this is dribbled to the left side. Fielding and throwing on is third baseman Triolo, 1 down. Dalton Wingo, the DH, in the 8 spot, due up next. 6-8-0 for Houston, 2-6-0 for UCF. And this is an elimination game. And actually, we're going to see a pinch hitter for UCF in this situation. And it will be number 22, Chandler Robertson, a 6'1", 185 junior from Ancaster, Ontario, transferred to UCF from Murray State. This season, Robertson has appeared in 16 games. He takes a strike. Started 16 games, I should say. Appeared in 35, so this is appearance number 36. He takes a strike, and he's down 0-2. 330 hitter, but he's 16 for 79. Does have 11 RBIs, no homers. On base of 330. 203 hitter overall. Nobody out. Correction, 1 out, nobody on. And an 0-2 delivery from Polito. Cut on and missed, strike 3. UCF's down to their final out. Five strikeouts for Polito. And the number 9 hitter, Brandon Hernandez, is due up for UCF. UCF came into today 35-20 on the season. Houston 33-22, but the Knights were squarely on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. And down 6-2 as Hernandez takes a ball outside from Polito. You have to think that it's going to be a long week waiting for the NCAA field to be announced if you're a UCF Knight. (1-0) misses inside, 2-0. 2 out, nobody on. Houston ranked number 18 coming in. Looking for win number 34. 2-0 in there for a strike, and it's 2-1 to Hernandez. Cougars got 5 2/3 innings of strong ball from Trey Cumbie, and now Polito deals the 2-0. It's hit towards left center, and underneath it, making the catch is Paget, and that ends the ball game. The Houston Cougars survive this elimination game in the American Athletic Conference Championship. The final score, Houston 6, UCF 2. 6-8-0 for Houston, 2-6-0 for UCF. Houston advances to 34-22 on the season, and they are still alive. They await the winner. They await the winner of our next game, the loser of our next game right here at Robin Roberts Field between ECU and Tulane. Meanwhile, for UCF, the Knights finished their season 35-21. The defending co-conference regular season champions are 2-done here at the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships for 2018. We're going to take a quick break, and we will finish up the box scores for you, winners and losers and all that, and set the stage for our next game between ECU and Tulane in just a moment. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Jeff Sharon back with you here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Final score 6-2. Houston gets the victory over UCF. Winning pitcher for Houston is going to be Trey Cumbie, who threw 5 2/3 innings. Gave up 2 runs, both of them earned on 5 hits. Walked 3, struck out 4. Losing pitcher for UCF, Chris Williams, who gave up 5 earned runs, walked 2, struck out 5 on 5 hits in 5 2/3 as well. The big plays for Houston, a 2-run homer by Tyler Bielamovich back in the 3rd. UCF answered with 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, but then Houston punched through for 2 on an RBI double by Connor Hollis in the 4th. Tacked on another on a solo homer by Joe Davis in the 6th, and in the 8th, an RBI single by Cooper Coldiron finished up the scoring 6-2, your final score. So a reminder, coming up next, And approximately about less than an hour from now, it will be East Carolina and Tulane, the 4 seed versus the 8 seed here in Robin Roberts Field. Houston will play the loser of that game at a time to be determined. Meanwhile, over down at Spectrum Field, USF and Wichita State. It's a final. Wichita State defeats USF 4-2. So USF is one of the teams in the 4 o'clock game. Approximate start time 1 p.m. 1 p.m. for our next game between ECU and Tulane. For all of our crew here at the American Digital Network, I'm Jeff Sharon saying thank you so much for watching. Your final score once again, Houston 6, UCF 2. UCF is eliminated. Houston stays alive here in the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Follow us at theamerican.org, facebook.com/American Digital Network Plus, and American_BSB on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back at 1 p.m. with East Carolina and Tulane.